Finally, a Star Trek TV show that I can personally relate to. Second Contact is the series premiere of Star Trek Lower Decks, the brand new animated Star Trek show, the first animated Star Trek show since 1974's The Animated Series, and the very first purely comedic Star Trek show ever. And yeah, it's pissed off it's really upset a lot of people who, people complain that Picard and Discovery are too dark. By the way, I'm one of those people. And yet when you get this new pure comedy show which has some really cool callbacks to TNG and the more positive, optimistic side of Star Trek, everyone's just like, no, you cannot do Star Trek comedy, no. Sorry about that. Yes, Star Trek Lower Decks has arrived. It's finally arrived. The work of showrunner and lead writer Mike McMahon, known best for his work on Rick and Morty. Lower Decks follows a group of ensigns as they serve, as the name suggests, lower decks on a ship, the USS Cerritos, that really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, and it is a joke that they milk in this first episode, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot more jokes as the show progresses. Now, my initial thoughts on Lower Decks is it's solid but not spectacular. I mean, there were no belly laughs. It wasn't side-splittingly funny. I wasn't sat there wetting myself every 5 seconds. A few of the jokes raised chuckles. It's difficult because I'm sure that you will know this. When you're sat there watching something with a group of friends, get that kind of peer pressure. It's a natural instinct that you kind of laugh a little bit more. When you're sat there watching it on your own, for some reason it feels a bit weird to laugh. I don't know. That's just me anyway. But really, a lot of the jokes, they raised chuckles, and they weren't really anything that just absolutely just break me and induce me to a quivering and laughing wreck. But that's not to say that we're not going to get some of that humour as we go. Really, what I'm taking from this is it's a light-hearted show that kind of has very similar kind of humour to the likes of Rick and Morty and Final Space. Much as I enjoyed this episode, and as easy to watch as it was, and it was an absolute breeze. I mean, the 23-minute runtime just felt like 10 seconds, really just breezed by. The story does a good job of introducing you to the new characters, the four ensigns that are the main characters in the TV show. So introduces you to some of the higher ranking officials that you probably, and I hope anyway, you're not going to see that much of, because really you shouldn't have too much contact between these lower decks and these senior officials. We'll see how that plays out. They've already unfurled that by having Ensign Mariner, who is essentially our lead, be directly related to the captain of the ship. So yeah, I mean, that's something. But really, the main thing for me is that the story was just very simplistic, but at the end of the day, it is designed to just kind of get you into the world. Mike McMahon really knows his Star Trek, and it is apparent to the point where he's kind of straining to tell you how into Star Trek he is. All of these kind of references that he's dropping just kind of in casual chatter and banter. It's very kind of fan servicey, kind of there to make you go, oh look, he's referenced that, and oh, that I remember that. That's really cool. Now, what I'm looking for eventually as the series progresses is to see more of those references be integrated into the actual story, instead of just being kind of, oh, I know this about Star Trek. Here's a chuckaway line, here's a chuckaway reference, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to McMahon being able to integrate some of those references into the narrative. That's what I want to see. That's what I am here for, and I know that he can do it. Is the humor absolutely, gonna, make you explode in fits of laughter? Maybe. It might do. It just didn't do it for me. Are some of the references just a little too kind of throwaway? Yes, they are. However, I have this expectation that they'll be able to integrate the universe into the stories a little bit better. Don't forget, guys, this is the first episode. It's the first episode. You have to introduce the characters, you have to get us back into the world, and I really feel for the most part that Second Contact succeeds there. The Star Trek that we are familiar with. And that's the thing that I really like about this episode, probably more than anything. It's the little things. You can tell that TNG means a lot to McMahon, just from the fonts they use, the opening credits having the exact same font as TNG. Also, we have the names of the episodes that appear on the screen just after the credits, and I don't know why, but you have no idea how much that means to me to actually see that again. I'm one of those people, I love it that I know what the actual name of the episode is and it's on the screen for me. I don't know why, I just like it. Also, the visuals as well, the animation style. A lot has been said about the way the show looks. I don't really have a problem with it. Is it a little bit derivative of shows like Rick and Morty and Final Space? Yes, it absolutely is. But at the same time, it has its own little quirks, and it really, I mean, the win of the show so far is how similar it looks to the Star Trek that, you know, we old Trekkies absolutely love. The return of the L-cast system, the familiar feel of the corridors, that bridge, the sounds, the kind of ambience that you can hear on the bridge throughout the ship, the look of the Cerritos as well. I know a lot was said about the ship just looking stupid. I mean, it's a comedy show. It's gonna look stupid. It's a comedy. It's a comedy. Was Second Contact an absolute win? No, not quite. As I said, it's a solid, if unspectacular, debut for a show that has another 9 episodes to prove that it is a little more than just kind of B-level laughs and silly childish antics. I have every faith in it. It's too early to really write the show off, and it's also far too early to say it's the greatest thing of all time. I will say that it has potential, and we get that with the final scene, or one of the final scenes anyway, where it's revealed that Mariner is the daughter of the captain of the ship. That raises a whole load of questions. Is that why she doesn't want to rise up the ranks? She's seen her mother and her father just abandon her in favour of their careers, you know, so there is some layers to this. There is some potential depth.
Nothing like a cold beer after a smooth second contact.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah!
So there we go. There are my thoughts of Lower Decks Second Contact. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more awesome TrekLad content and Lower Decks reviews and Discovery reviews and all of the reviews you want. I'm going to be making a lot more of them in the coming weeks and months. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. Till the next video, stay safe, stay happy, and live long and prosper.